We'll go ahead and get started here. Just finished up practice, playing a really good Green Bay team. They got a lot of weapons. I know they've lost a couple in a row, but they're a really good football team. So we'll have our work cut out for us. With that, I'll answer any questions.
Sullivan's been more involved in the tight end game. Talk about that development. Is it because of injuries, or is he?
Well, we only had two guys up last week, but Sully has a great skill set. He's a tall, long, rangy player that can run, and kind of almost a wide receiver skill set in a tight end body. So he's really improving each week, and look for him to continue to do more.
Chris, I know the illness thing is going around, but from the standpoint of, like, you don't know when it's going to hit, do you have to have backup plans for backup plans at this point?
Yeah, I think all you're doing is, you're always preparing everybody, and it is a next man up business. So if somebody goes down, it's the responsibility of that player and that coach to make sure that everybody's ready to go. So I don't think a lot about it. It's just you got to go.
Looks like it might be working its way through the edge rusher room. Have it taken any steps there to?
Yeah, no, it hit a little bit there. And selfishly, it's better that it's the beginning of the week, because it kind of seems like it's taken a couple days for everybody. So I think we'll end up being fine there, but still same precautions that we talked a little bit about. Some social distancing, some wash your hands, cover up. If you want to mask, all those things. We're doing all that.
What's like the parameter? Like, obviously Jalen Hurts flew there, and they kind of made him a game time decision. When do you make is it pregame warm-ups? Where do you make that decision whether they're going to third player or not?
Well, it just happens when you get here to the stadium, because a guy might look healthy the night before in meetings and then show up to the stadium and he doesn't feel real well, and then you have to diagnose, can he go, and how bad is it, and those type of things, and then we'll always do what's ever best for the player.
Notice a change in mood or edge at practice coming off of a win?
I don't think so. I thought it was a good practice today. I thought the guys did a nice job. Wednesdays are typically sometimes a little harder because it's your first day back, meetings, and then it's the initial game plan as you're going in. A few repeats here and there, but I thought the guys were locked in, did a nice job.
Did you do anything special to announce Eddie's honor today?
No, we posted it, and that was about it. Now go out and work and make your kicks and go through the Wednesday deal.
That's your guy, though. I thought you might do something.
No, we didn't do anything special. You're only as good as your next kick, so we'll stay with those parameters.
Wow.
No, it's just how it is. I remember, what was it, last year when he missed the Atlanta, we kept talking about the Atlanta after he had made so many kicks. So that's why I wanted to just emphasize, you're only as good as your next kick.
So like the Hecker Jansen peanut gallery didn't kind of weigh in or do anything fun?
No, we had to go. We had to go. I'm sorry. It wasn't as lively as what everybody was hoping for. We'll do better.
Similar question. I think one of the guys said that there weren't really game balls after the game Sunday. Is that something you'll do after the fact, or?
Sure. I'm not going to lie to you. I was excited myself. The guys were excited, and sometimes when you get excited, you might miss a couple steps. But I was really proud of how the guys played all the way around. Now, you're looking at it, and you're to your next one. You got 3 left, but what's the standard? If that's the standard, and if we improved in some areas, then let's meet that or go beyond. And I think that's what we're trying to do as a team right now.
How difficult was it to evaluate that game tape, considering the conditions, and it was more of a survival game than I guess clean execution that you kind of normally average day?
I understand the question there, and it's a good question. What I would say to that is, because when you went into the game, your mindset was already that it could be a sloppy game in some areas, but with regards to catching the football and protecting the ball and all those things, I was really happy about that, because you saw guys really execute in those areas, even though maybe there was more body catching and those things. That's just how it was. I was really proud of how the guys adapted. So to me, even though it looks not as clean as what on a sunny day, I thought they were playing good football, for what it was.
One catch that was not a body catch was DJ's. But you looked at that again under the conditions.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And that's we talked a little bit about that today. It was a great throw. It was a great catch, and the way he got his feet down. I was standing right there, because I thought, well, maybe it's going to be close, but I was right there, and he clearly got it down. That was a big-time play, and really happy for him to step up in that moment and make the play. And I think that's what we've kind of been talking about, right? You're having opportunities, and who's going to step up and make some plays, and I thought the guys did that the last drive, so we want to build off of that.
Coach, just following up on that, both that last drive and the drive off of the turnover, talk about what you saw from your offense just in getting down the field the way that they did.
Oh, chopping wood, really, right? And making some big-time throws by Bryce and coming up with those plays and the catches. And I thought the offensive staff did a good job of putting guys in position. And then there came a point there that as we were moving the ball down the field, you were, I don't know, around the 5-minute mark, and you were thinking, hey, if we stall out, let's hurry up, and maybe you're still in the punt mode, try to pin them down there, and you still had all your timeouts and the 2-minute warning. And then it came that we just kept working our way down, and then it was, okay, you're committed, we're 4 down all the way, and let's go finish this thing off.
Amir Smith-Marsette's number was, was called a lot throughout the game, not just the final drive. Upon review of the game tape, any new revelations about how he played, and do you expect to use him in all these
No,
different
I think
ways?
he has a nice little package for himself, and I think as a player gets a package and then begins to grow from that, then you can maybe start expanding it in those type of things. So he's a guy that's worked hard to where he's at. Obviously, he's our punt returner and those things, but it's nice to see him have some other value, on offense, and he stepped up and he's making plays. He's a good football player. Got a lot of confidence in that kid.
Was there a feeling that Bryce was hesitant to try to hit those tight windows when you took over, and how have y'all gotten into the thing to take those chances?
I'm sorry.
Tight windows for Bryce. It seems like he's tried to get the ball in tighter windows here the last few weeks.
I think he's playing well. I know the previous game to this last one, he wanted some things back there, and I know that was talked about. But the way he bounced back in this game, I thought was really a great step for him. He's very accurate. I think it's one of the great skills that he has, and he can anticipate throws and those things. You're watching a player get better, and there's always going to be some ups and downs with a younger player and even older players. But I like where he's at right now. I really do. Made some really nice throws today, so it's nice to watch him keep progressing.
Chris, one thing, the last 7 games, you guys have gone into half the time. The offense hasn't scored a touchdown the first half.
Yeah.
What can you do to change that?
Well, we got to get that ball across the goal line. And how do we do that? Sometimes it can be self-inflicted wounds, where we're on a drive and then now maybe we do something to ourselves to punch it back. And I always credit the opponent, but at the same time, I think you always got to look at ourselves, and that's what we're trying to work on. Yes, there's no question. We got to get the ball in the end zone. You're not going to win a lot of games kicking field goals. We understand that. But for us, the only thing you can do is say, okay, here's the next challenge. Let's try it. Let's try and accomplish that this game.
Do you do anything different coaching-wise? I guess it's more for Thomas, but scripting plays differently.
I think no. You're always looking at something, because obviously what you're doing right now you're not following through. But I think with anything, you have to say to yourself, okay, did they do that to us? Is it a schematic problem, or did we do it to ourselves? And I think there's always a mix of everything, and that's kind of, I always say, kind of the art of coaching. So we'll continue to look at all that stuff.
Top 10 rushing attack with the Packers. What are you seeing from them offensively when you're looking at tape?
Oh, boy. Well, I think their offensive line's really good. And I know, and the quarterback is what's his rating, 90.6 or something? I mean, he's doing well. I know some games he wants back, just like any player. But the RPO stuff and all those things that they have there, they have a lot of weapons. with the backs and the receivers and the way the kid can throw the ball. So we'll have our work cut out for us, no doubt about it.
Can Grugier Hill expect any more time at the tee as a kicker?
You never know. If you ask him, he's probably, the leading kickoff guy in the league. So you should check with him on that.
Have you checked out the forecast for Sunday yet?
63, partly cloudy, winds light and variable. All right. But
Hey, one more for Coach.
So, I know you had like a bunch of opportunities in this game to kind of, control the way you operated with the wind and everything like that. Did you take anything away from that game that you learned from the head coaching spot that maybe you wouldn't have done that first time around when you filled in as an interim?
I think you're always growing. And yes, I do look at myself, in this role, as I always look at myself in the special teams role of what can I do better for the guys with regards to calling the game and being more aggressive and those things and finding the trend. Because when you do that stuff, then look at your results. Hey, did the guys play? Did they play more loose because you were doing that? I think those are things that you're always looking at. Sure, I'm sure I did. I'll probably keep those to myself, but I did feel like growing, so to speak, in other areas, which I hope I'm always continue to do my whole career.